things, life happens, things happen. So the only cure is to generate more business. So what I want to cover today is 8 ways to generate business now. A lot of people talk about, okay, well, we can do this and let it simmer for a while. And, this will take 3 to 5 months, especially if you're talking about doing mailers or farming neighborhoods or something. Those are long-term plays. You got to be consistent with those for 8 months, 12 months, 18 months minimum to see a return on that. These are some things that you can do now that will help generate business and get you through the real estate blues, right? If you need a couple more transactions, if you need to ramp up your business, these are things that you can put into play right now that'll help you. So, can you guys see my screen? Your thumbs up? All right, excellent. So, we're going to talk about 8 ways to generate business now. Number one, the tried and true, the people that know you, the people that love you, the people that trust you, work your database. And we call this the daily five. Pick up the phone and have 5 real conversations. Now, what I want to touch on with this is there's a big difference between active prospecting and passive prospecting. The difference is passive prospecting, you're waiting for things to happen. Active prospecting, you're making things happen. These are intentional phone calls, outgoing phone calls to real people. It's not posting online, it's not going on to Facebook, it's not posting on Twitter, it's not doing anything like that. This is intentional, outbound, active lead gen. 5 real conversations with people not cold calls. These are warm outreach. Ask how they're doing, mention something personal, let the real estate come up naturally. This goes back to the relationships over transactions. Okay? Because relationships and close transactions, your next deal is in your phone, you just haven't called them yet. Here's a quick story. I ran into a situation where I needed a photo editor. Actually, I needed a video editor to be able to turn some photos into videos. I don't know if y'all have seen, there are some softwares out there now that can transform real estate photos into video. Well, I tried to do it on my own and it was pretty, less than average. I sent Josie the rough draft and I said, well, this is a very bad effort. So I said, well, you know what? There's this photo editor that's been reaching out to me on Instagram. And she's been very, very consistent with checking in. Hey, do you have any projects? Hey, so guys, where did I go? I remembered her, and I even looked back in my Instagram messages. I hadn't heard from her since the 20th of January, almost a month. But leading up to then, she was reaching out, sending me a message, liking my stuff, commenting. So I said, you know what? I need a video editor. I remember this person. So remember, these conversations, yes, you can do them today, but they will plant seeds for business to come. Number 2, use the HOP method daily. Remember these 3 letters, H. That's your home. That's your home base, your database, and your sphere. Online is your social media, your Zillow leads, your Google My Business. And then P, face-to-face, open houses, events, and coffee shops. Hit all 3 of these channels. There are so many times that agents want to hide behind the computer and post, but there's no interaction with people. Actually, outbound lead gen with their database and sphere. So focus on all 3. Most struggling agents are only working one. Some of them aren't working any of them. They're just frustrated, waiting for things to happen. So these are things. Think about these letters, HOP. What can I do for my database? What can I do online? And what can I do in person? In-person events are huge. Agents are looking forward to them. They're scheduling around these in-person events because they want to go network with people, network with other agents. And even if you're networking with other agents, guess what? You're going to develop referral sources. One of our agents just sent out a commercial referral to an agent that she met at an agent event. So you're going to generate business getting out there. So that's why they're struggling. You got to hit all these. Number 3, Host open houses every single weekend. And I'm talking multiple open houses every weekend. Not one a month, not two a month, not three a month. I'm talking 10 to 15 a month. This is when you have to have the hard conversation with yourself. When you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, my business isn't where it needs to be, what am I doing? And if the answer is nothing, then you're the only one to blame here. So I run into agents all the time and say, my business is slow. Are you holding open houses every weekend? Every weekend? Multiple? Saturday and Sunday? If the answer is no, there's really not much we can do to help you. Okay? This is the fastest free lead gen available to you. Offer to host for top producers in your office. Josie and I just ran into an agent in our office down here in the valley. She has contracts with I don't know how many builders. She's so hungry for agents to hold those listings open. The opportunities are out there, but you need to find them. Now, you want to get really gutsy, door knock 50 homes around that listing. So many agents, they say, well, I'm holding an open house. Great. Did you pass out any flyers? Did you door knock any of the houses around there? Well, no, I sat in the open house for 4 hours and nobody came in. You know, that goes back to having that conversation with yourself again. What did you do to bring the people in or get your name out there? 50 homes around the listing beforehand to invite them. Even if you don't invite them, just introduce yourself and give them a business card. Give them a brochure. Give them something, a handshake. Let them know that you're in the area working property in that neighborhood. You're going to meet active buyers and sellers in one day. Make an account on Showami so people can pick you for open houses. Showami is a showing service. I don't know if y'all have ever used it. It's very popular in the San Antonio area. There are some Showami agents that do stuff down here in the Rio Grande Valley as well. But if you put yourself out there on Showami and you're available to meet these agents, they will want to use you for open houses. So again, it's about getting yourself out there. Side note, most brokerages want you to only host open houses for your own brokerage. So check with your broker if you want to try to do open houses for outside companies or something like that. But builders are always hungry for it. So reach out to those builders. There's hundreds of active listings for builders, and they would love for agents to hold open houses. I tell this story all the time. When I first started in real estate, I was hosting 20 plus open houses every single month for KB Home. They knew me in every single neighborhood. Did I get any leads from it? I don't know. But guess what I did learn? I learned how to host an open house. And I learned about signage, and I learned about directionals, and I learned about meeting people, and I learned about conversing with the new home reps. So there's no losing here. You're either going to win or you're going to learn. You're not going to lose. So put that time in, put that effort. Number 4, become the local market expert on video. Video is everything. I had this conversation with Josie yesterday. My belief is that video is the best way to multiply yourself in such a way that you can have the largest possible reach. So put yourself to the test. Again, this is about looking at yourself in the mirror. 1 video a day. Sounds easy. Josie, is it easy? Sometimes.
I mean, if
What
you know
about when
what,
you don't feel like it? What about when you have other things going on? Liz, what about when you have sick little ones at home? You got to do it. It's one of those things. If it's important to you, you will find a way. If it's not, we'll find an excuse. I'm guilty of it. I'm not saying I'm doing it every day. I do my best. Can I do better? Of course I can. But put yourself to the test. 1 video a day. It can be anything. Market updates, tours, mortgage rate breakdowns, stories about just sold. Post it on everything. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. It doesn't need to be polished. Raw is fantastic. People love that. In many ways, they gravitate towards that more. but it has to be consistent. Connection beats perfection every single time. Done is better than perfect, always. So that video that you put out where you feel like, man, maybe I don't look very good, I kind of stuttered a little bit, that video is 100% better than the video that that agent did not put out. Okay, so get out there, put yourself out there. Consistency wins. Number 5, reach out to your for sale by owners and expires before 9 a.m. This is a whole other avenue of real estate. There are agents that make fortunes working only these avenues. So you have to have the conversation with yourself. Is this something that you want to make a part of your business? It doesn't have to be, but think about it. These are people, they already want to sell. Now, sometimes these people are disgruntled. Sometimes they're upset. Sometimes they're frustrated. Sometimes they don't want to talk to another agent ever again. But you know what? That's okay. On to the next one. So you have to have what I like to call, and Brian Carruthers talks about this, it's called rhino skin. In real estate, we develop rhino skin. If you haven't developed it yet, you will. Stay in the game long enough, and your skin will start to turn into rhino skin. So have that rhino skin, move on to the next, but you want to do it early in the morning. Okay, right when they hit the MLS, and for sale by owners within 48 hours of them posting. Come with a value proposition. Value moves the needle. Say, hey, I'd love to give you a free market analysis on your property. Have you ever tried a marketing plan to get your listing out there? A pre-listing consultation. Most agents won't make these calls, I guarantee it, because it's not easy to do. Well, I take that back. It is easy to do, but it's so easy that it's hard. And if it's easy to do, it's also easy not to do it. So you have to remember that. But if other agents aren't doing it, this is another reason why you should. Now, there are some agents out there that are hammering these for sale by owners, but some of them only have a one direction. I want to list your house. That seller might say, I'm not interested. But if you're coming with value, even if you say, hey, if I have some buyers in your neighborhood, would you mind if I stopped in at your listing? That would be great. Great. I'm going to be there. You mind if I take a video? I'd love to take a video. I'll share it with you. That way you can share it with your Facebook friends. The statistic is staggering, the amount of for sale by owners that will end up listing with an agent. So you want to be that agent that is in conversation with them, because that's going to get you that listing. Number 6, run a come list me campaign to your sphere. This is, okay, you might look at this and say, this is too much, Alan. I can't do it. Can't do it. Not going to do it. Way too much, way too hard. Just hear me out. Send a direct, honest message to 50 to 100 people. I share the video with every single one of my agents, the Gary V video, where he shoots a selfie video in his cell phone and he says, record this script and send it to everyone in your phone. Do I know anyone that's ever done it? I don't. Have I done it myself? I've done it to a few. But we're talking 50 to 100. I'm looking for people thinking about selling the next 6 to 12 months. Do you know anyone? If you don't ask, the answer is always no. A simple ask to your network can unlock referrals. People want help, or people want to help you. They just don't know how you need help. If you're out there talking on social and say, oh man, I have a just sold, I'm working so busy, well, they say, man, Josie's doing great, Liz is doing great. Little do they know that your goal for this year is to sell 50 homes. They might know someone that can unlock a referral for you. Now, I've done high-level, expensive coaching before, and it's grueling, but it's excellent. Here's the takeaway. Every time we would fall short on one of our assignments, my coach would assign us what he called a century club. He said, you didn't get where you need to get, you owe me a century club. A century club is 100 calls in one day. Does that sound hard? It is hard, but it gets you out of your comfort zone. And that was supposed to be a punishment, but in essence, it was to help you get to your goal. They're not doing it to hurt you. Say, you owe me a Century Club. You didn't hit your numbers, you owe me a Century Club. And guess what? People did that Century Club against their will, fighting and clawing every single way because you have to document everything. You have to turn in your call logs. You have to report the outcomes. I mean, it was a whole ordeal. You can't just say, oh, yeah, cool, I'll do it. No, no. It needs to be documented. Who did you call? What were the numbers? And what was the outcome? That's a Century Club. There is nothing in this world that if you do 100 times, you will not get a result. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you need something and you do it 100 times, you will get that result. If you're trying to learn how to cook something and you cook it 100 times, you better believe you're going to be an expert. If you're a soccer player and you need to learn how to do a bicycle kick, you do it 100 times, you'll be bicycle kicking all day long. You do anything 100 times. So that's the whole point here. Again, this is about having the conversation with yourself. How bad do I really want it? If you can't commit to this, maybe you don't want it bad enough. And you're going to say, Alan, I don't know 50 people. I call BS on that. I don't know 100 people. BS. And if you don't, if you really, really, really don't, then your objective is to meet 100 people. And then you do this, the Century Club, 100 calls. Okay? This will get you business. There's a real estate coach that I love to follow. His name is Dan Pena. He says, do you know that you are 1,000 calls away from $1 million? If you make 1,000 calls, you'll make $1 million. If you put that challenge in front of someone, don't you think they'd say, I'll do it? This is it. You make 1,000 calls, you'll make $1 million. Okay? Cool. Number 7, partner with local businesses. We have some great agents that are doing this and they're seeing some results, but you have to keep doing it. Coffee shops, gyms, salons, lenders, planners, mutual referral relationships. Co-host a first-time buyer workshop, state of the market event. Do it at their office. Do it at their shop. Do it for their employees. Do it for whoever. You get in front of their audience and they get value from yours. This builds a pipeline that compounds over time. It has to be done consistently. Who do we have some of the best conversations with? The people that cut our hair. They know everything about us. Do you think that's an accident? That's
Bartenders.
What's that, Josie?
Bartenders.
Bartenders. They know everything about you. You think they're doing it for fun? They're doing it to build rapport with their clientele. Okay? You partner with those businesses and you will see results if you do it consistently.
I just found out. So we have this deal. It's donuts on Wednesdays for my son before school. So we go to Krispy Kreme and they give you the receipt, and I never pay attention to the receipt, but I did was it last week or the week before? And it said on there, if you give a survey and it gives you a free dozen of donuts with the purchase of a dozen donuts. How easy of a pop by would that be at your doctor's office? Or, I mean, maybe donuts is not the healthiest, but they'll eat it anyway. The school teachers, the teachers lounge, things like that, and there's ways. I mean, I just thought that's the first thing that came to mind, because there's no way we'd eat 2 dozen donuts at home.
Well, hey, Liz, how do and I don't know if they still do this, but they were doing this. How does Planet Fitness get people through the door? Free pizza at a gym.
Yeah.
Pizza and donuts and sweet bread and sodas and everything. People gravitate towards things like that. Little gestures go a long, long way. And there's a whole other school of thought behind pop buys. And, you know, I was at a high level training with Tracy Gagnon, and her whole thing, whether you're dealing with clients or dealing with agents, working with attraction, take them a little gift of something, anything,
Mm-hmm.
a Starbucks gift card, a mug, a little trinket, something like that. Because whenever you give something, there's a sense of reciprocity. It breaks down that barrier. It's like, okay, well, I thought of you and I got you something. Oh, cool. Oh, by the way, I'd love your help if you know anyone looking to buy or sell. They're gonna feel almost indebted to you because you gave them a gift. It's gonna break down that barrier. Okay. So we only have one more, and then we can continue the conversation. Very good dialogue. Great addition. Donuts are always a winner. Always a winner. Can't go wrong. So right here, last slide here, last couple slides. Number 8, use the STAY framework for your content. Stories sell. Okay, so think about it. S, sell with a story. Share your client wins and real experiences. Be real in your content. Teach, educate on rates, market conditions, the process. People love to hear from an expert because they have a lot of questions. A, be authentic. Too many people focus on scripts and following a script. The best content that you can do comes from yourself. Position yourself as the expert and be authentic, and you're going to attract your ideal customer. And then talk about you. There's only so many times that you can post about just listed, just sold, check out this neighborhood, market stats. They want to know about you. So, we were talking about Liz, we talked about earlier. I saw what was going on with your family. Hey, how's everything going with soccer? Hey, people love to connect with shared experiences or likes or anything. So be you. Let people know what you do and that you're open for business. Most struggling agents are invisible, and that is 100% correct. If you want to generate business now, you cannot be a secret agent and you cannot be invisible. If you're not generating business, it's because not enough people are seeing you and not enough people are hearing your voice. The STAY framework fixes all that. So you don't have to do all these. These are eight tactics. Pick 2 or 3 and just start. Stop overthinking and start executing. Execution is always the gap. The rubber needs to meet the road. So pick 2 or 3 of these, or check online. See if you see something that resonates with you, then do it. Don't wait for someone to tell you about it or tell you more about it, or I need to learn more about that. Jump in, because you can't learn to drive in a parked car, right? So you got to get in the car, start the engine, and you'll learn how to drive. So I hope these things helped you in generating some business now. Take some of these little nuggets and put them into play, and you will have business. I guarantee you. If nothing else, if you try a Century Club, you will have business by the end of today.